For those of you new here, my name is Katie. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and I work full-time. I love makeup and skincare. I truly believe every single woman wants to look and feel her best, and I have the tools and the resources to help you get there. And today I'm going to be sharing with you L'Oreal. This is Brilliant Eyes. It's a liquid shadow. Hopefully you can kind of see the pigment. It's really pretty. It is 435 Crystal Shine. I was looking over on the L'Oreal website. They have about 12 different liquid shadows to choose from, and what they say is that you can use the doe foot applicator, and I've not used this before, so you're seeing this for the first time. You can use that applicator. I'll swatch some on the back of my hand so you can see that pigment. Isn't that really pretty? Ooh, look how it catches the light. Really, really pretty. You can apply it to the eye. You can blend it out with your finger. You can blend it out with a brush, whatever you want to do. You can wear it on its own. You can wear it with other liquid shadows, just however you want to build that look. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a little bit of my unique beachfront bronzer and my unique fluffy crease brush. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to tap into that bronzer, and I'm going to use this as the transition color in my crease. Now, I did go ahead before I got started. I put on my Ulta Beauty eye primer, and eye primer is really great at allowing your pigments to pop, prevent them from creasing, and holding them in place all day long. So what that's going to do is that's going to essentially translate to I'm not going to need to use as much eyeshadow because I have that eye primer on, and they're not going to budge because, again, I have that eye primer on and it's going to help hold it in place. So I'm going to just take that windshield wiper motion that into the crease to kind of just add a little bit of depth. Whenever you put on foundation, now I didn't put foundation on my eyes, but you can. I have just found as I get to have more mature skin on my eyelids, I get a little bit more creasing. So eyeshadow really helps prevent creasing. But if you've evened out the tone of the lids, you want to add a little bit of depth to the lid, and so I like to do kind of a 1-2 punch. I like to take that bronzer as the transition color in my crease, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with that applicator and I'm going to apply that directly to the lid. If you apply it with your finger, you're going to get a little bit of a lighter application versus if you use the brush, you're going to get a little bit more of a dramatic application. And I actually have this older fluffy crease brush that I mainly use for my liquid shadows. As I throw the liquid shadow on the floor, I'm going to try to wipe off any excess pigment there. And I'm going to just take that and I'm going to blend that out with my older fluffy crease brush. You can use your newer one. It's just I found that I like to just use my older brush for this. Now I am going to look at my handheld mirror and I'm going to just take that. Oh my gosh, that looks so pretty on the lid. I'm really glad I picked this color. It does look like it's kind of dulled down a little bit. So what I may do now that I've blended that out and I put on that first application, what I may do, see how much that toned down. I'm going to go in. I want it to kind of be a little bit more dramatic. So I'm going to take a little bit onto my ring finger and I'm going to try to press that right where I want it on the lid, just to get a little bit more of that. I'm all for a metallic lid. So anytime I can take a shadow and just make it as metallic as possible. Another good brush option, I have my unique cream shadow brush. That might be a good option as well. So let me go in on the other side. I'm going to take that applicator, kind of sweep it onto the lid, and then I blended out. Oh gosh, I just totally coated my eyelashes. That's not helpful. Not harmful, but it's not helpful. I like to blend out, make sure I don't have any harsh lines, so that's why I use that fluffy crease brush. And from my experience with the unique liquid shadows is you definitely want to get in there and you want to blend before they dry. It's easier to work with the liquid shadows when they're still damp. Just taking that and making sure again that there's no harsh lines, kind of blending that out. And then again, I'm going to take some on the ring finger, kind of press that on the lid to get a little bit more liquid on there, like so. It seems a little patchy. I don't know if it's because I'm trying to put it on when it's still wet Okay, there we have it. So I'm gonna let that dry. I'll be back to let you know how it wears throughout the day to see. I did kind of go a little bit overboard. So what I may do is I may do like another wear test with not as much product, so that way you can see like what it would normally look like. But I think for the most part, it's layered really nicely. Like I said, I love metallic. I love putting it all over the lid, but you could also just put a dab like right in the middle. And look, here it is dried down there. So you can kind of see again how it hits the light. Just really, really pretty. So stay tuned. I'll come back. I'll let you know how this is wearing throughout the day. I'll go back and I'll do another coat where I use a little bit less product, just all of the information. So stay tuned. So I am about 5 hours of wear into the liquid shadow, and I will tell you, I was really impressed. I was kind of nervous that it was going to move around a little bit, but it's really done a great job of staying in place. So stay tuned. I'm going to do one more where I just do a little bit of the shadow on and come back to you and let you know how that's wearing as well. So I will be right back ish. And I did a single like swipe of the shadow and it wore really nice. It blends really, really well with any kind of powdered pressed shadows, you know. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you though how I apply it, because when I do this single swipe, I try to use my fluffy crease brush like I normally do, but because this texture is just a little bit different, I find that it blends a little bit better if I use my finger. So again, it's all about personal preference, but you can see with just that single swipe, you get quite a bit of shadow and it blends really, really nicely. And like I said, I wore it with some pressed shadows and it paired really well with that. There's quite a bit of product on the applicator, so a little bit goes a long way, like I said. And then I just take that ring finger, because your ring finger applies the least amount of pressure. And then I use that ring finger to kind of work that shadow and blend it out. So that way I don't have any harsh lines. But you can see that's really, really pretty. I might need a little bit more on the other side there. Just a dab. Because again, a little bit goes such a long way. There we go. Now it's a little bit more even. But I definitely really, really like this shadow. I think it's long wearing, especially with a great eye primer, and I definitely would recommend checking this out if you're looking for a gorgeous liquid shadow. So there you have it. If you have any questions about this video, please don't hesitate to ask. If you find these types of reviews helpful where I demo the products a couple of different ways, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, ring the bell so that way anytime I post a new video, you are notified. Have a great day.